Attention! Welcome to FAWMtalk Post-Challenge Live Internet Radio Show. In the blue corner, weighing in at 442 2/3 pounds, wearing his grandmother's wedding dress, the reigning FAWMtalk champion, Juha Keränen! And in the red corner, weighing in at almost 109 pounds, wearing a green and yellow string bikini, our challenger in today's bout, T.C. Elliott. Welcome to the FAWMtalk Final Showdown. Here is Ianuarius.
Yeah, I think you win by default with that bikini.
I had to take a drink because that kind of hurt my throat.
Jesus. Yeah, I bet. You have to be able to sing those notes before you can start yelling them in the live internet cast. That was fantastic. Yeah, you could totally host this show. Totally. Yeah, good job. Great, man. It was fantastic.
Thank you. How does that dress fit? Is that good?
It's oddly comfortable.
Okay.
Yes. So, that's okay.
Awesome.
So shut up. Okay, let's go to music. We got a great one for you guys today. We got a lot of music. We are of course going to be doing the big hour-long Post-FAWM Spectacular FAWMtalk special. So let's go straight to music. Let's straight to song. This one is by Radio Over Moscow, and it's a song called. What is the song called? It's a song called No, that's the Radio Over Moscow, and a song called Fountain. Radio Over Moscow and Fountain. I don't think we have ever had this many people in the chat room. How are you people doing? So far, so good?
I think they are doing good. Look at them. Look at them chatting away.
Excellent song. Excellent, fantastic, wonderful song. I just love that intro bit, and it got me thinking we gotta start with this song. This is excellent.
Oh, definitely. Good choice. Good choice.
Wow, fantastic. So, it's the last time we're going to be on the air. Probably, most likely. I don't know. We might do this later. We might do this next year, but I was thinking, I've always wanted to do a Q&A, you know? People asking questions, I'm answering them, and I never get to do it because who's gonna ask the questions? My mom? Yeah. You know how those questions go. she's always like, well, when are you gonna get a job? When are you gonna stop playing that stupid guitar and get a job, man? And she actually sounds like that. But I never get to do those things, and I was thinking like, okay, I'm probably at the top of my popularity. So how about we do a little Q&A with the people in the chat room. So if you have anything you want to ask, just ask from me or from TC. Write a question in the chat room. We'll be answering them if we even, happen to look over there.
Please ask questions, and if we happen to see them, we might answer them.
Yeah, we're trying to get the chat room more involved in the cast, as we haven't really noticed them in the past. And I'm really trying. I'm seriously trying to get you involved in this thing, but yeah.
Who, me?
No, the chat room. There's a
Christian.
the
chat room. So you weren't talking to me at all.
Sklar, back tester, and these peoples in the chat room. Hey, we actually got a question. We actually got a question from Josh Levitre. January, what is the best theme song you've written this month? That's a tough one. It's probably the horse theme song, Steed of the Ancients. That's probably it. That's what you wanted me to say, right? Joshua.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, people seem to like it. I don't personally think it was anything special, but people like horses.
Well, yeah, well, it is your song, so it can't be that good to begin with. But
yeah,
considering the source, not too bad. And yes, you gotta love a song about a horse.
Horse. Dead horse, actually.
Then you went and ruined the whole punchline of the song. Great.
Yeah, it's kicking a dead horse. That's the theme with my song.
Christian had a question in the chat.
Oh, really, Christian? Why don't you have a job? Well, that's a curious thing because I actually dropped out from school and then I just didn't feel like getting a job. So that's how people live in Finland. Welcome to Finland. We don't have jobs here. We just live.
We play games and write music and
I was
make fun of T.C. Elliott.
Really busy with making music and learning how to play guitar. It snowballed from there. I don't know what happened, but I'm hopefully one day I'll get one before I'm 40 or something.
I was too busy to get a job.
Yeah, too busy too. Yeah, exactly.
That's a very good reason.
Well, it's a reason. So. Well, we'll stick with that. Yeah. Okay. What else do we have? We have so many songs here. I'm gonna play another one right off the bat. This one is by Butlertron. Yeah, Butlertron. You people, you know Butlertron? Well, here's a song by him. It's called Dick Dick. Dick Dick by Bottletron 8000. No, that's not true. It's just Bottletron. You want to check this guy out in FAWM.com. No, not .com. Don't go there. Jesus. FAWM.org. Go check him out. That was a fantastic song. And people in YouTube, you're commenting, like XZMers is commenting in YouTube. If you want to join the 80, Jesus, what am I saying? 28 people in the chat room. Yeah, we're not that popular. If you want to join the people in the chat room, go to debsanderrol.com/chat and join the fun. Join the fun, join the people, join the question bombardment, I would guess.
Bombardment.
Jesus. So what do you think? What did you think about that song?
Oh, I liked the heavy bass on it was really cool. I noticed I checked out the link and noticed that the comment in the liner notes was about not being able to mix the bass, but I thought it worked really well. It was a strong point in it, the way it. The rhythm worked and that bottom end was coming through, so I really enjoyed that one.
I don't know, every time I love all the electronic sounds, all the synth sounds, all the pads, and that little squeaking sound at the top there. Yeah. That was it was a great idea, fantastic job, getting it in there. Mm-hmm. And people were asking questions during the song, like Head First Only was asking me, how did you get to work with firing mortars?
Good question.
Well, it certainly is. I mean, every man in Finland is required to do some sort of service. Some people do civil service. Some people are given like freedom. They are like what is the word? I don't think I know the word in English for that, but they're not required. They have some sort of special conditions that they can't finish the service. But every man is pretty much required to do service in Finland, and most of them, majority of them, do time in the army or the Finnish defense forces. We're not actually attacking anywhere. And I did my service in the mortar division, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did some little bit of training, and I'm actually a lieutenant, I think, second lieutenant, just leading a mortar platoon. So that's my.
I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Were they insane giving you the training to blow shit up? I mean, that is just ridiculous.
Well, you need to understand, these are people working in the army. So the question, are they insane? That's pretty much redundant.
Good point.
In and of itself. So
good point. Good point.
And Morty was asking TC Elliott, how did you get to be so sexy?
Oh, it's a lot of work getting eating this much food. I have to admit, though, that losing the hair at age 21 was all natural. I didn't have to try to do it.
Sweet. Oh, man. I don't know why people don't strive for that look. I mean, just magnificent.
Yeah, I wear it well.
Absolutely. So if you have more questions, just fire ahead. We are going to be answering them if we happen to notice them.
Hey, Christian had a question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Christian was asking about my profile picture or my album art. And I've used the same one for the whole FAWM experience. And really quickly, what's that? Are you talking? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So... This is wonderful radio. Anyway, so I started in 2008, and I signed up as Pig Farmer Jr., which I'm still known about kind of off and on in different corners of the internet. And, of course, as a Pig Farmer Jr., the only picture that could work would be the one that's on my profile. And so that's where that came from. And then shortly after that, I was given the opportunity by Burr to change my name. I have no idea what prompted that request, but I went to TC Elliott, and that's the answer to that question.
Oh, there you go, folks. And then something a little bit different. people have been pestering us to play our own music in the cast, and since we now finished the last show yesterday, I was thinking, well, let's do something special for the special, and let's actually go ahead and play some of our own music. But I was feeling like, should we really be pushing this stuff? Because I feel icky, pushing out my own stuff. So TC Elliott had the wonderful idea to just, I'll pick one song from you, and you pick one song from me, and we'll play those. And so that's exactly what we did. That was an excellent idea. And what I picked from TC Elliott is this next song we're going to be listening here. It is one called Will You Run Away With Me, My Love. With Me, My Love, T.C. Elliott. That was one song I picked from him, and I really like that one. It was clearly the best one you wrote. It was.
Thank you.
Because I really like that guitar and how interesting it stayed throughout the song. It was constantly doing something just excellent, wonderful. And Mike Sclair said it sounded a bit Neil Youngish. What do you think about that? I haven't really heard that much of Neil Young, but
I used to get a lot of comparisons to Neil Young, especially when I did my electric stuff, and I take that as a big compliment. Although with Neil Young, I mean, he's had atrocious albums and awesome albums, so it's and everything in between. He's got like 46 or 48 or something albums.
Yeah.
And so I really take that as a compliment. But I liked him, but he wasn't. I don't consider him an influence. But the more I go back and listen, I can definitely hear what I did absorb growing up out in my playing. So I don't think it's a strong influence, but I definitely hear it at times. So I I could definitely be compared to much worse. I'm good with that comparison.
Yeah, I definitely love the things. You had a lot of melodic stuff there and instrumentation going on in between the verses. You don't normally do a lot of that. I think people like that sort of stuff too. But to me, always the instrumental sections are the highlights of songs in between the verses. Because I really don't. I have no idea what you were singing about there. Because as we all know, lyrics. Yeah. Right. So, what was the song really about? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
I don't know. Well, okay, so
that's good too.
yeah. Well, the song was my first attempt. I'm doing the Spin Tunes challenge, and the week one or the first challenge. There's 4 rounds, and the round 1 challenge was write a song about missing someone you can never see again. And it was inspired actually by Randy Christopher, or RC as we knew him in a 5090. And he was the Spin Tune 7 challenge winner. And so I purposely did not write a song purposely about RC. So I took a different approach, a relationship song, and I did that on purpose, obviously, because I said it 3 times now. And so I wanted to kind of get a different angle on the challenge. And so kind of doing a rhetorical question of asking somebody that you can't see again to, run off together, it made it even more poignant when you consider where the challenge came from. But I think it also stands alone pretty well without knowing what the challenge is. So I do appreciate the kind words you said about the song, and I do think that's definitely one of the best songs I've done in quite a while, including 5090 and FAWM. So I like it a lot.
Okay, well, we got a couple of questions. Didi, Dragon Dreams, was asking, have either of you seen my keys? And I must honestly say, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I have not seen his keys. I did see some keys up on the kitchen table. I'm not sure that they're his. I think that they're my wife's. Though.
You better not touch them. Yeah, just leave the keys alone, man. And Christian was asking, I'm not even going to ask that question. It's Jesus. X-Men was asking, do you put up a playlist of these things? By these things, if you mean the songs that we play in the cast, yes, there are going to be playlists you can check out in the FAWM forum. If you mean about these casts, yes, you can see my my channel, and the FAWMtalk playlist will be there. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, and it's good to see that X-Men is John Crossman. He's been a FAWM staple for years. He's one of my favorite FAWMers to listen to. He's got a really smooth delivery and great vocals, and so it's good to see him in the chat room and joining us at a better hour here.
Yeah, I didn't notice him. We
Hi, John.
Played a John Crossman song in the episode 10 of his and Shetty Wilbury. It was the Flying Lessons song. That was really good. I remember liking that a lot.
Yeah, it was a good one.
More music, please, because this next one is going to be my song that T.C. Elliott picked from my catalog. This one is called Valley of a Thousand Suns. So I hope you like this one.
Of the last sunset on this sea of fire. Stay with me a moment longer. Take my hand, don't let go.
So there you go. Valley of a Thousand Suns by none other than me. This one was picked by T.C. Elliott from my catalog of actually 14 songs, but a couple of them we were not really even considering due to the length. And really, this one is the longest song we're going to be playing today. So there you go.
Yeah. I actually had narrowed down the choices to 3, not including the 28-minute opening prog song.
Yeah.
That one was right out. Sorry, I like the song, but that was right out.
That would have been an interesting cast.
Yeah. Yes, it would have. It would have gone. We would have had a 3-hour cast just because of the one song. But I just wanted to mention I did like Fire Dance an awful lot, and I also like the aforementioned Steed of the Ancients. So.
Yeah.
So those were the 3 I had a hard time picking from, but I like those 3 the best, and I know you're not of the same opinion of all those songs as I am, but that's okay. It's an opinion.
People are talking about official FAWM flaming swords in the chat room.
Yeah.
Official
FAWM merchandise coming next
happen.
year.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. The flaming sword of FAWM.
Yeah, it's just that when you ignite that, then it burns down, and it's the same thing with like fireworks. It's fun for a second, and then.
But that's perfect marketing because you always have a customer base. Because it's not like you buy one and then you keep it. You got to keep replenishing it year after year.
Oh man. More questions. Let's see. People are asking a lot of questions. First of all,
I'm not looking.
Autosync was asking earlier, do either of you do much songwriting in the off-season months, or do you like to save up ideas for FAWM and 5090? And we actually talked about this during the last cast, didn't we?
If you say so.
I think so. I was talking like I don't really write at all in the off seasons. I save all my writing for the 5090 and FAWM.
Right.
And you were saying that you do a little bit of that.
Yeah, we do now. We both do 5090. I know that there's some crossover, but FAWM has a lot more participants. So some of us go and do the 50 songs in 90 days challenge hosted by Eric Distad and Jen, and it's July 4th through October 1st, and it's a good one. And then in addition, I do write some songs just as they kind of show up. I also, on rare occasions, do Song Fight, the November solo album month challenge. I participate every other year or so, and so I'm active, but not nearly as much as in FAWM. It's a lot more spotty, but I do write in the off season. So that's the long answer to the short question.
Let me see. There were other questions, but this one. Crossman was asking, "What's the shortest song you've ever written?" And I think it might be the intro song for the FAWMtalk. But if you don't consider that, maybe I did one skirmish for 5090. It was called the Summer Storm, which was under 2 minutes, and it was a really fun, just acoustic piece. Was it under 2 minutes? I think it actually was a little bit over 2 minutes.
Just a few seconds over.
I don't even know anymore. But that was pretty short. I'm sticking with that.
Yeah.
What's the longest song you've written, TC?
Longest song?
Yes.
That's a good question. I think I've hit. I know I do over 4 minutes several times. I don't know that I've hit 5 minutes. I may have, but what it is, I have no idea.
Yeah, I rarely do under 4 minute songs.
Right.
Like that one we listened was 6:15, something like that.
Right.
Right. Very different worlds. I can't.
Yes.
I want to like really enjoy the song once I get going with it. So that's
and I noticed in the chat they said, "Have you ever tried a 5-second song?" And there was a challenge where one of our participants actually released an album of 5-second songs, and I wrote a 5-second song for that. I've done several 40 to 50 second things. I guess you call them songs. Have you ever contemplated doing a 5-second song?
No. It's 5 seconds a song. I think it's more like a sound effect. Dragon Dreams is asking what gauge, how do you pronounce this word? Gauge. Gauge. Yeah. What gauge strings do you guys use? And currently I'm using 009 set, but I was using earlier. I used the 011 set with my Floyd Rose bridge or tremolo guitar, and before that I used 013 set. But the Floyd Rose bridge, Floyd Rose tremolo didn't really like those strings. They were too thick to, stay fastened, so they kept popping out. So I had to go with thinner ones. And now I bought a new guitar, and it came with 009 strings. So I'm sticking with those. I grew to like them. I don't know if it definitely changes the sound a little bit, but I've grown to like them. It's okay.
Cool.
How about you?
I use the Diodario 10s, and I use I don't know what they're called. They're the 10s with the heavier gauge bottom end on the low E and the low A. They're a little heavier than the standard 10 set. I've used those for years and years and years. On electric, on the acoustic, which I play in FAWM and stuff, I do more acoustic stuff in the band, and when I'm playing out, it's more electric stuff. And on the acoustic, I like I like the light set and I like the medium set, and I usually use Martin just because I know what I'm getting with them.
Yeah, I'm actually using those Ernie Ball strings. It's they recently started doing these cobalt strings that are using some sort of different metal. What do you call it? Like mix. There's a word for it, but it escapes me. But I've really grown to like that sound. They are really fantastic strings. Cobalt by Ernie Ball. Send me free strings. Okay.
Yeah.
How about we play some more music? We got a lot of songs to go through, and
cool.
Yeah, these ones are awesome. This next one is by Falls a Star. I think that's how you
Sounds good.
Divide that username. Falls a Star, and the song is called. Hold on. It's a Strawberry Light. So here you go. Whoa! The Strawberry Light by Falls A Star. Excellent, pumping, menacing, glitchy stuff. Just soundtracky all over the place. I love that one. It's wonderful, wonderful sampling.
Yeah, it was getting a lot of love in the chat room. So.
Oh yeah, I can see
good
why.
sound.
Just
Yeah, definitely.
fantastic. Those interesting sounds too, and not those usual. Just what I always use, these string pads and those simple synth sounds. There was a lot of really weird stuff going on there. Interesting soundscapes, and the beat was just wonderful. It was almost like an 8-bit beat in a sense. It's very much like static, like distortion sounds in the snare drums and the hi-hats, and then there were like those little owly sounds at the top there, at least at the end half of the song. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a good choice.
I love with this one, yeah. What's going on? Does he carry it to... What are they talking about? Some sort of penguin songs. What's this?
Penguins are cool.
Talk about penguins. Crossman asking again, you gonna play any lyrics-only songs? Is he trying to be cute? Is he trying to be clever? That's not funny, man. You can't do things like that. This is a serious show.
Just for the record, I wanted to, and you said no. So
that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous idea. You need to stop right now with that. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Nope. No lyrics only.
You are very stern, sir. Very, very strict.
Yes. Trained by the Finnish military. How about some live song busting on the FAWMcast? Wow. No. No, sir. Before we started the FAWMtalk in January, we talked about playing songs as a surprise. Like you're never gonna know what lurks around the corner when you play just random songs. But then it came to a point I wanted to actually have some my favorites as the ending songs. Just have really positive, upbeat, and fantastic ending songs to really set your day to the right course from the beginning. And you have to listen to the songs to know what's gonna be the best choice for the ending. And also the starting song is an important one. Of course, we had one cast where we just didn't play any songs except for the ending song. It was a weird one. What happened there? Yeah. I'm blaming you.
You started talking. No, but we did have one great song by Barbara, and she is very lovely. So that was a highlight for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was mainly your fault.
No.
Yes. Okay, more music. Wicked Messenger 1. Have you heard about this guy? Wicked Messenger 1. This is going to be an excellent song. I think this is one of those new guys. If you haven't heard about this, I haven't heard about this one. But I really love this song. There's one called Raised in the Great Depression.
I was raised by parents who were raised by parents who were raised in the Great Depression. And when you're raised like that in poverty, you tend to value your possessions. And even when you're doing well again, you're ready for the next regression. I was raised by parents who were raised by parents who were raised in the Great Depression. My grandparents lived in Rochester. We'd drive to see them in the winter. And we'd never take off our coats and scarves, even sitting down to dinner. Because my grandma watched the thermostat, and to this day I still can repeat her. She said oil costs money and the furnace burns oil. It's like burning money in the heater. Grandpa was in his early teens when the Great Depression hit. His immigrant father had done well with a store and some apartments. But by the time the Depression had run its course, they were lucky if they could pay the rent on a second-hand bed in their uncle's shed, selling apples to make a cent. I was raised by parents who were raised by parents who were raised in the Great Depression. It happened a long time ago, but it made a mighty big impression. And when I see how things can fall apart, it becomes a really big obsession. I was raised by parents who were raised by parents who were raised in the Great Depression. My mother looks for a corner with the cheapest gas till she's running on nothing but vapors. And she's always looking for coupons to save 10 cents on wax paper. And my dad takes home creamers and sugar packets when he goes to a cafe. And he'll bring his own popcorn with him when he sees a matinee. Oh, they say the apple never rolls too far from the tree. And if you wanna prove that saying, you need to look no further than me. My parents were raised to scrimp and save, and I was brought up that way too. I'd never call long distance or let my bills get overdue. I never let the refrigerator door stay open more than necessary. And I drive my cars until the wheels fall off and they're ready for the cemetery. I was raised by parents who were raised by parents who were raised in the Great Depression. It happened a long time ago, but it made a mighty big impression. And if you ask me why I'm the way I am, then I offer you this true confession. I was raised by parents who were raised by parents who were raised in the Great Depression.
Yeah, Raised in the Great Depression by Wicked Messenger 1. Just a complete newbie FAWMling.
I thought he said he'd been here for 3 FAWMs.
Yeah, he lied. Really excellent song. That made me smile. Just wonderful, wonderful song. I like that kind of songs. And it was a simple one. Yes, and it's the kind of song that you kind of have heard that same sort of progression and type of rhythmic play like 100 times before. But it's the lyrics that really makes that one rock. And that's one of those rare occasions where I actually, the lyrics, they sort of pull me in and make me want to listen. It's weird. You all should strive for that.
I didn't even think that was possible.
Fantastic, magical song.
Yeah. I love the hook. The whole idea behind that was good. And
Yeah.
his vocal delivery is really good. So he played it pretty straight. It was good.
Awesome.
Yes. Very
People,
good.
we have the Q&A going on. If you have questions, please state them in the chat room. We are answering them no matter how silly they might be, except if you happen to be asking about growths in between your toes. In that case, you're on your own. Consult your doctor, so on. TC, this
Yes.
FAWM, what has been going on this FAWM for you? It's been we talked about this yesterday, but you actually snatched the last place on the song page. You sneaky, cunning little fox.
Oh, really? That was a major coincidence. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it wasn't sniping at all.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I didn't notice those 3,000 songs you were posting at the end there at all. It was just the one, not at all the ones that you deleted.
What?
But yeah, I mean, Tim was really, really pissed off at you because
I don't think so.
he wanted to have the last spot, as he always does.
Yeah, he's had it before though, so
Yeah. Man. Yeah, but what's going on? Are you happy with the FAWM this year?
I think so. We did talk about it a little bit, but it's really hard to judge the music and the songs that you do, or I guess the output, until, at least for me, until I've given it some time and then kind of reflect and listen back and see, really how I feel about it. But I had a really good feeling this FAWM. I've had a great FAWM interacting with lots of different people, and really enjoyed it. So it's been one of my favorite FAWMs, probably my most favoritist so far. Last year and this year were both good FAWMs for me, so definitely good stuff.
It was a weird FAWM for me because, first of all, before the FAWM, I decided I wanted to enroll to that university for trying to get a leg up on game development, and then I decided, okay, I'm gonna do like really game soundtracky stuff all FAWM long. Yeah, that didn't happen. So then the next idea, I was really inspired by doing these long prog pieces, and I did a couple of one, but then I just hit a brick wall, and I think a couple of weeks in, I decided, okay, I'm gonna give this music thing one good last try, and did those 10 lovely heavy metal songs, of which we heard one today.
Yeah. I have a question for you.
Shoot.
You said when you went into the this idea, you said you were going to write 10 songs, and if I'm not mistaken, you said you were going to look for 3 out of that.
Yeah.
Did you get 3 out of that 10?
Well, kind of. I mean, there were good ones, and there were ones that really needed some work. I made a playlist or track list for the album I'm gonna be doing, and it's a lot of old songs, a lot of really old songs, and a lot of songs from the 5090 last year. But actually, there are 2 songs. One song I selected from my FAWM songs this year that I'm actually going to put in the album, and then there were 2 songs that I'm going to be practicing as extras, just in case I want to, switch something around or something like that. So one is the Architects of the Sky, then there's Dying Flowers and Ghost in a Machine. I'm gonna be practicing for the album. So yeah, I did get 3 songs from the FAWM 14.
Do you think that 'cause in the past on the forums we've had discussions of how many songs you have to write to get a good one, or how many are keepers? 3 out of 10, that would be. Is that a good rate or a poor rate? Is that what you were looking for?
Well, I wouldn't really say that only 3 of them are keepers. If I worked a little bit on the other demos, I would say all of them are keepers. I might, if I happen to make more albums, I might throw them in there. Definitely,
Gotcha.
maybe even lead in with them. But I had so many old songs that I really wanted to do here, so there really wasn't any room for more than 3. So
3 more.
Yeah, 3 more. So I made 10 just in case. All of them, which sucks. I had a little bit of room to pick the ones.
So are you happy? Are you happy with the songs that you did this FAWM, or overall looking back on it? I know it's a day, so you are.
Yes,
that's good.
Yes, 2 of the songs were really good. I mean, in general, when you're really excited about a song, when you're really excited to be doing a song, they always turn out just magical. And with 2 of the songs, that really happened. The first one was the first one, the History of Clouds, that I did. And the whole time I was really excited to be writing that one and recording that one and performing that one. And I think it turned out great. There's pretty much no spot in that song that I don't love. It's in my opinion, it's fantastic. I'm not one to blow in my own horn, but credit where credit's due. I really like that. I've listened it through like maybe 30 times already, and that was really, really something that I managed to pull off. And another one was the Architects of the Sky. That's one of the songs that made it to the album, and that was another one where I just kept rolling. I got the melody in my head, and just I couldn't get it out fast enough. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So
with
the
I
other
like
songs,
Architects and Ghost in the Machine. Both of those were good songs. They were definitely tops in your arsenal this year, in my opinion.
The thing is, with all the other songs, I wasn't that excited about them. I was happy to be working on them, and I had good ideas for them, but there wasn't like this super strong drive to get them done, and that's always the kind of inspiration you need to, in my experience, to make a really, really great song. You need that drive. You need to, and it doesn't come. It's not of you, really. It comes from like somewhere beyond you. So that's why I don't feel bad saying that. Yeah, History of Cloud is a really excellent song, because I really don't think that any of that had anything to do with me. It was an idea that flowed through me, and the amount of credit I might take of that song is the fact that I kept working on it. I kept recording the stuff that flowed into my head, and that's pretty much it.
Well, it's a good one. I enjoyed listening through. So, if you've got a spare hour or so,
yeah. Oh, well, here's another good one. This is by KC Wilson and Gem, a collaboration. And we've had a couple of collaborations in the FAWMtalk so far. But this one, I really like this one. This one called Clockwork Ballerina. So, see if you like this.
Hidden deep within the dusty attic, far beyond the reach of light, she dreams someone will come and set her free. In a wooden box with velvet lining, shackled by the cogs and springs, she's a slave to the winding of the key. Clockwork ballerina, she'll forever dance this part. She'll pirouette and spin with her beatific grin and her broken, shattered heart. Clockwork ballerina, her heart is on her sleeve. She's looking for her prince. She hasn't seen him since the day she had to leave. Long ago she would dance in theaters, and her prince was by her side. Now she's trapped inside an evil spell. She'll never be a sugar plum fairy, never be a dying swan, just a prisoner in this clockwork hell. Clockwork ballerina, she'll forever dance this part. She'll pirouette and spin with her beatific grin and her broken, shattered heart. Clockwork ballerina, her heart is on her sleeve. She's looking for her prince. She hasn't seen him since the day she had to leave. Clockwork ballerina, her story must be told. A bitter, lonely soul, it has nowhere to go. She's never growing old. Clockwork ballerina, forever on her toes. She's locked inside this chest, and she can have no rest until the music slows.
Wow. Clockwork Ballerina by Casey Wilson and Jem. Excellent song.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing. Exactly. It's one of the best things I've heard of this FAWM. Just excellent vocals, excellent piano. Everything is just so bright, and the sense of drama. Mm-hmm. It kind of takes you over, and that sort of songs, they really move me in so many ways. Fantastic sense of movement all over the piece.
Yeah, and I like the way they use the bass parts in there. The low end really set it up. It made it in places almost sinister, but definitely a dark edge. And I really like the arrangement. I know it's not a very complex arrangement, but it worked very, very well. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, and it's not the kind of thing you hear that often, even though it might sound like if you just give it a quick listen, it might sound like that. But it was really interesting. I can't think of another song I've heard like that. I mean, Leslie does a lot of really dramatic stuff, kind of like that, but it's really different too in its own way. There was a sense of like ghost story elements there that came through with the music. It was excellent, just fantastic.
Yeah. Very good. Yep.
Well, I think Airbag Tester was asking in the chat room, are we going to be doing FAWMtalk again next year? So what do you think, TC? You're the one who've been waking up each morning 5:30. So, or actually, maybe 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just to make it in time to 5:30. So, what do you think? Do you feel like it was worth it?
No.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, actually, the cast always starts 1:30 p.m. here in Finland. So that's a perfect time for me. But if I had to wake up each morning 5 o'clock to do a cast with some Finnish idiot, I might I might consider the option of, no way in a million years.
Right. Yeah, I like doing them, and I think they're good. If you go back, and I really have stopped listening back, but I've listened a little bit, and I think it's good, and I think it's worthwhile doing. I do think the time is prohibitive of getting a lot of listeners and really becoming part of the FAWM culture. We had some dedicated listeners, but for the most part, the old FAWMcasts were more popular, I think. So I would have to rethink if it's worth it for next year. But that being said, we won't be able to make that decision until January of next year.
Absolutely. So. And I've got my sights set to game development, that sort of thing. Has pretty much nothing to do with music, actually. Of course, you have music in games, but that's just a small little trinket in the ocean there. Game development, you have to consider things like programming, design, art assets, 3D modeling, textures, all that good jazz. It's just if there's one thing that I just breeze through, it's background music. But all the other stuff, it eats you away with game development. So that's why the big teams are like 200 people who make the big games you see in Walmart and stuff.
Yeah, that's quite the undertaking, and it's going to be. I'm imagining it'll be quite hard to do music and gaming. So.
But I feel okay if somebody else wants to do FAWMtalk next year. Just go ahead, go straight ahead. You have my blessing. Just don't make it suck.
Right.
Okay, more music, please. Enough of us talking. This one is a collaboration by 3 people. And I actually like this one a lot, because all of these people are ones that I respect immensely. So this one is one by Wolf Kier. I think that's how you say that. Or Kaya. Wolf Kaya. Let's go with that. And then
it's Kier.
Finnish guy. And I know he's going to appreciate me pronouncing his name right. So that's Rahkoi. And finally, Cinderella. Now, this is a song by all of those 3 people, and it's one called Sinister.
Once there was a golden, full of shining light. They say something changed when it fell into the night. They say it kept getting darker. You could see it in his eyes. They say today he's evil, and to cross him is unwise. He's the sinister, the once a minister, and now he worships the dark side. Oh, Mr. Sinister, a cunning trickster, he'll use you and toss you aside. Aside. Some folks had disappeared, never to be seen again. They say to never go near, because he's nobody's a friend. He's the sinister, the one so mister, and now he worships the dark side. Oh, so sinister, a cunning trickster, he'll use you and then toss you aside. He's sinister, no one's understood. Now he worships the dark side. Oh, so sinister, a cunning trickster. He'll use you, baby, and toss you aside.
A little bit menacing. Sinister by Wolfkia, Rakkoi, and Cinderella.
Yeah. What great vocal work. It was completely suitable to that song. It was awesome.
Absolutely fantastic. If there's one style that just really like nails that style, it's Wolf doing those fantastic vocals.
Yeah, that was a killer song. I loved it. And the title is perfect.
Yeah, ton of layers. I know I've done a collaboration with Rakkoi once before during the 5090. We did a little proggy 18-minute long song.
Yeah, little.
and it was kind of nuts. I mean, his keyboard sections are amazing, and he layers stuff like crazy. I think we had like 12, 14 keyboard tracks there. It was nuts.
Yeah. He's a good one though. He's got a lot of good stuff.
Oh yeah, really talented individual.
Yeah, and that was a great collaboration. You can definitely hear all three elements coming together to make it even better than it would be by itself. So that's really good.
Absolutely. And Wolf and Rakkoi really worked really well together. I mean, everything you hear by Rakkoi, his other songs, they all have that sort of element to them. But the Wolf's delivery is so good, and it fits Rakkoi's music so well. It was just it was a joy listening to those two work together.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah. I can definitely hear how those two would fit together nicely.
Yeah. Headfirst only. I love how little for January is like over a quarter of an hour.
Right.
Yeah. I like long songs. I don't know why. I've been listening too much Dream Theater. That's the thing.
Yeah, and it's, if a long song needs to be long, and like some of the prog rock songs, they build and they ebb and flow, it's good. And some of the that's why I like the corpses, because you get section after section that are different, and it's fun to hear how things work.
Yeah.
But like I had a song or two that I've written that ended up being over 4 minutes, and by the third minute you're like, okay, this song could have been over already. You know, it needs to maintain its interest there. So length by itself doesn't mean anything. It's how you get there. And what I'm hearing you saying is, when you have a good song that works its way up to a longer time, that it builds, and it kind of, even musically, even without the lyric, can tell a story or kind of relate itself, that's always a good thing. And I tend to agree with that assessment.
Yeah. It's I don't know, with History of Clouds, I really didn't at any point think that, okay, how can I make this one longer? A lot of times I just, after I've done one riff, I get so excited, okay, it's gonna continue like this, and I hear the thing playing in my head, and I generally get excited, like, this is gonna be the next thing that's gonna happen in the song. And sometimes I think like, okay, I want to do a really long song. That would be really fun, and end up like working with that mentality, without thinking all the time, okay, how do I end this now? But when you're making a long song, it's kind of liberating. It's you just generally start thinking about, well, how is this gonna be? How is this gonna continue? And then you have millions and millions of ideas. and it's really super fun.
Yeah. And we talked in one of the show about how you kind of organize the track or kind of have a framework at times.
Yeah.
And how a lot of us don't. But how when, like for me, for instance, if I do, if I kind of have an idea of what I want to say, whether it's lyrically or musically or what, a lot of times it works better structurally, and it's more cohesive sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's value to all different sorts of writing methods, and there's probably as many ways to write a song as there are songwriters or more. So everything is valid, but I can definitely see the attraction and the value in doing something like that. And it's interesting to hear how you build the songs, and especially the longer ones, and how they work. So.
Well, the thing is too that recording songs at your home is easier than ever. Really, you have all the tools you could ever imagine. You can basically you can arrange a whole symphonic orchestra at your home without having to rent a symphonic orchestra. And I think if like people like Mozart and Beethoven had the technology in their times, they would have done songs pretty much the same way I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so easy. You just let everything flow on the tape, and it's there. You don't have to keep writing things, because you can think about music faster than you can write it down. So it's easier to just play and let it just flow on the tape.
Yeah,
it's super easy.
Yeah, and I would like to mention, Headfirst Only mentioned it in the chat, but he said, how was it put? On the other hand, I think we should applaud Rob S., who does more 90 seconds than I could do in an hour and a half, an amazing songwriter. And I would say that there is that other side, too, where if the goal is just to write a long song, I think it may not work too well. And if you can get in and say what you have to say and get out, that sometimes is better. It depends on how you want to do it and how you're going to say it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So. You have to stay true to yourself, so to speak. I like to just enjoy music. I like long songs because I can get into the song and just enjoy it, let it play and let it flow, and let the listener get into the song and enjoy it a while without having to rewind all the time.
Right.
Well, let's see. We have more music here. We have a ton of great songs we have already played, and we have some left, like this one by Raygon Girls. I love that username, Raygon Girls. This is a song called Time Keeps.
Me
Vegan Girls, Time Keeps. What a rocking track.
I love that song. I loved it.
I love it.
I'm still moving to it. It's awesome.
Yeah, fantastic vocals, just super energetic guitars, and that was perfect. Yeah, it keeps playing on your head like the ticking away.
Yes.
Super catchy. Some people just know how to make them.
Yes, and that's one of them apparently, because I'm still listening to the song inside my head.
Wait, you have a head? Okay, guys, we were talking about with T.C. Elliott a couple of days ago. We were planning this special, and I said we need to get some music to the cast. And if you've been observant, you might have noticed that they've come from a very special place. Because TC, the cunning old fox, suggested, well, I'm just gonna make this thread called Pick Your Own Favorite Song. Okay, here, people, go on and post your favorite songs here. And we went over all of them, mostly TC didn't do any work.
As usual.
In that respect. But he made the thread, so that's already, you go-getter, you. And I went through all of the songs and picked some of them to be played here. And that's why all of these are so great, because we've been picking your favorites, your very favorites. And we still have one song left, actually. That is
only one.
Sadly, gonna be the one that brings the FAWMtalk to a halt.
Oh. I told you to pick more songs.
Well, I had a thing with the dog.
Right.
Well, we might actually do this again one day. I don't know. It might be a better time for you when you get laid off and you can just do FAWMtalks all day long.
No. We can tentatively schedule one for April the 14th.
April the 14th. What?
Because I'm busy on the 15th. It's my wife's birthday, so I can't do it the 15th. That's why it's the 14th.
Guys, we figured it out. We're going to be doing this in April. FAWMtalk, April. Fantastic. Sounds like a plan.
That's a tentative date. So.
Yeah, everybody's going to be listening in.
Right.
Yeah. Well, really, seriously, it is time for that one last song. This is going to be by Theresa J. A song called Quietly Awaken. And be well, guys. I really do mean that. You should be well, because nobody wants to find you. Okay, let's. We might do this. We might do this one day again, and I'm just rambling here because I don't actually want to end this cast. But what do you think, right. TC? Will we maybe do this?
I have no idea, but I did enjoy listening to all the songs, and believe it or not, I actually didn't hate some of our conversations, which is hard to believe. So, yeah. But it was fun, and I'm glad you have a good song to end on. I've listened to this artist a couple of times and loved everything. So I appreciate everything. It was a good run.
Yeah.
And thank you much.
Super awesome stuff. So guys, here it is. Theresa J. Quietly Awaken. And I'll see you around.
Early morning, stars still shining bright. Not yet time to start the reach out and pull me close in your own special way. Your whiskers brush against my face. I feel your warm breath on my neck. This is the place I want to be. Here with you, loving me. And you quietly awaken me with kisses. And you whisper words of love in my ear. The silent world still sleeping. We hold each other near, and you awaken me with kisses. The touch of your skin